Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Secrets of the Viz. This week, I've selected two more vizzes from the Tableau Public's Data Pride featured gallery that has some interesting techniques. The link to the gallery and resources we'll be covering today will be in the description below, so do check it out. Let's get down to unlocking the secrets of the Viz. So the first viz we're taking a look at is Dennis's You Are Love, which illustrates the number of billboards created for each US state to advocate for LGBTQ+ pride and rights. This looks like a map, doesn't it? But if we take a look under the hood, the data is much simpler than we think. So quick tip over here, when you're diving into the workbook you have downloaded from Tableau Public, you can also download a copy of the data by going to View Data and click Download. Interestingly, how Dennis has created the map is not overly complex. It's assigning a specific location for each state within a grid of 12 by 8. If we take a look at this in Tableau, you can simply drag the column and row into the canvas and make it a discrete measure. Now, you can see the dots being plotted in the specific axis constraint. You can do this for pretty much anything you want to map for if you get your hands dirty in preparing the data. And what's better than a custom map? Definitely map layers. But there's just one more step you need to do to trick Tableau to consider the column and row data as coordinates, and that's using the make point formula. From here, you can go wild with adding custom shapes like Dennis did, coloring them, sizing them, and labeling in different layers. Hope this inspires your next viz, because Iron Quest is currently still running through 11th of August, and their theme this month is maps. The next viz we are reviewing today is Chimdi's Waffle charts on US adults who identify as LGBT. I want to point out something neat that he did to resize the Waffle charts without actually resizing the viz, because that would take a lot of trial and error to get everything sized up and down proportionally. Now what he did was adding inner padding to each of the individual vizzes, so that more negative space is being added at the sides. I've never seen this being done this way, so this is a pretty cool technique. Now on to the Waffle chart. This is not something you can create off the shelf because you need some data densification. So let's take a look at how Chimdi did it. First thing first, we have 19 rows of data that has the LGBT% share of the population broken down by the generation, from traditionalists to baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and Gen Z. The data is also broken down by the survey year, which is nice as we can visualize change over time. To create a Waffle chart, you'll need to create a dummy grid of 10 by 10 data points. And over here, we can see how Chimdi has created this file. It starts from the first column and row, and with every column, the percentage increases by 1% until it reaches 100% at the 10th column and 10th row. Heading back to Tableau, we need to create that data densification by joining the original dataset with the Waffle chart scaffolding with a dummy value, in this case, a 1 equals 1 relationship. This causes every data row in the first dataset to have 100 data points, and this is required so we can draw those waffle boxes accordingly. To build the Waffle chart, you simply need to drag the column and row into the canvas and change them into square marks. Chimdi has also created a parameter to change how the Waffle chart is being colored, more specifically on whether to color the generations separately or collectively. The formula for the coloring is a case statement that checks that parameter and assigns it to the relevant calculated fields. Let's take a look at the first calculated field. Remember in the scaffolding dataset, we had a percentage column that increments 1% with every row and column. Over here, we are simply checking the total share against that, so that anything below or equal to that percentage gets assigned to LGBT and the rest is assigned to non-LGBT. The total share is simply an average of all the generation share divided by 100 through a level of detail formula that calculates that by each survey year. The colouring for the generational breakdown is also done similarly, except we need to combine each of the years to compare against the percentage from a bottoms up, so that the colours are assigned in a layered approach. With these two calculated fields in place, you can now drop the colour generations field into the colour mark and the survey year as a quick filter, to be able to switch the LGBT coloration throughout the years. That wasn't too hard, right? I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Secrets of the Viz and learned a thing or two. Keep vizzing, and I'll see you the next time.